47 for 4. Scorecard starting to look slightly more respectable. Tanuka has been very good today. Contributed well yesterday. What I've liked is the confidence that he's got. Not afraid to express himself to the spinners. Zahur Khan, 56 wickets with a best of 4 for 29. He's had a couple of really good outings this competition already.
Yeah, economy rate is very impressive. Especially with the fact the pace he bowls with. Yeah, when you talk about dealing with Hasaranga, that's the way to go, especially for a left-hander. Use the feet, try and get to the pitch of the ball. And that was a full-blooded drive. Didn't give much time to Hasaranga to react. Powerfully hit.
Will be called wide. It's well done by Andre Fletcher. Some of the shorter keepers will struggle to get there. Put out the big long left arm.
Usually opens the bowling for the Galle Falcons. Looks to swing it a couple of overs early and a couple of overs later. LPL tickets on sale. You can get it on the Daraz app or visit daraz.lk. But today this pitch is different. You're going to need your variations, your slower balls, which he does have. He's got a good Yorker. And therefore, Hasaranga's held him back. He's opened with Udana and Carlos Brathwaite.
And since the pitch is slightly abrasive, there is a chance of ball reversing. So the batsmen, they have to keep an eye on that. Yes, I'm with you. As a fast bowlers, you need to vary your pace. You have to rely on those slow deliveries in the middle overs.
50's up for goal, huffing and puffing and somehow getting there.
Oh, that's angled down the leg side. Doesn't even have to hit it. Just help it along its way. Line is wrong, so is the length from Zahur this time.
Yeah, Zahur is struggling to keep his wrist behind the ball. That's why twice in this over he has erred with his line. And this time around he was penalized. A batter helping the ball on its way. Your runs have started to flow in last 3 overs.
Both in their 20s. This is the moment. This is the platform. It's beautifully set up for these two to go on and get each other, get themselves 60, 70. But we do get talented players popping up, scoring a quick 20, quick 30, and then they disappear. But those who can continuously give you those big runs which make an impact for our team are the ones that are going to go on to play the next level.
Yeah, if these two feature in a partnership and both of them go on to score 50s, the partnership is going to be close to 100. And that'll be a huge contribution given the situation.
And talking about a partnership, I mean, the big thing at the moment is just that they've lost a lot of wickets. The run rate's not bad. Above 6 at the moment. But what they need to do is ensure that this partnership goes as long as possible. 45 from 34. Hello to all of you at home.
Yep, gets us some wonderful pictures which helps our cause of hashtag Visit Sri Lanka, showcasing the beauty.
If you want to have maza, come to Sri Lanka. That's what you were trying to say, weren't you, Russell?
Attempted maza not really coming off, because if it got it over, that would have been a great option. So you mentioned a partnership of about 100. To get there, these two would be batting around the 15th over. So then they've got it back on track in terms of the wickets. Wear and tear, drying pitch. 150 is what you need there. They can still get there.
Well, they certainly can. And I just hope that when they have their Strategic timeout. They talk about that. Listen, we don't actually need 180 on this pitch. We can get ourselves 150. We can come and get early wickets, then we're in the running.
Yeah, smart cricket. That's required. Oh, dropped. Not so smart from Nisanka. With the standards he set, that should have been taken. That was easy.
Over to go to the halfway stage. First strategic timeout of the innings taken. 56 for 4, starting to look a lot better than 20 for 4, which is what it was 3 overs ago.
Should have been 56 for 5 and 55 for 5 in fact, and staring down the barrel. Wickets to fall. Kusal Mendis, the captain, just chipped it in the air basically. Pathum Nisanka holds on. That was a good delivery, but I thought the batter should have been on the front foot. Moment you get caught on the crease, you're in trouble. Azam Khan came and went. Again, Iftikhar just shipping it. Pathum Nisanka took both those catches. But just now, hat-trick of catches. It should have been for Nisanka.
Yeah, tried to catch the ball on the run. Just couldn't balance himself. And the ball actually hit the ridges in the hand. Hence, he wasn't able to catch that one. A Karuna Ratne has been introduced into the attack. Offered a bit of room to the left-hander.
Crucial period this. I like how they've gone about this partnership thus far. Good time as well. 37 balls for the 47. So crucial that these two carry on through this period. It's been a struggle for all teams throughout. Over number 7 to number 15. If you manage to get that right, then you can be in a good space.
They don't really need to get extravagant. Just keep one chance in an over, and in the process, you will get such deliveries. To work the ball into the gaps and gather easy runs. 50 partnership registered.
It's one Indu. Gets inside the line and deflects that. At a Nu in front, if we have Nu and Indu Fernando playing a peach of innings at the moment. One Indu is not happy. Nu, one Indu is quite happy.
Sets high standards, the captain.
The plan for these two, I'd say, next 4-5 overs, keep going at 7, 8 and over. That gets you close to 90 with 5 to 6 overs to go. Imad Wasim, Wahab Riaz to come. That gives you a chance to get to that 150. If they make good decisions, I'm telling you, they'll get more than that. But this is the way to go. 3 balls, they've got 6 runs and put some pressure on Karunaratne.
Yeah, they've been at the wicket for a while now. Got the buyer of the pitch, got the buyer of the bowling. Looking well set. Both of them.
What stands out for me about the 7 runs that have been scored in the over, it's been a minimum of effort. They haven't tried to get the runs. Opportunity for a single's been there, they've gone, they've taken that. Boundary opportunity, fine down the leg side, 4 runs.
Hint of reverse swing.
Probably expecting that, because he's made the change. He's gone to a seamer and taken himself off Wanindu Hasaranga after the 1 over that he bowled. So maybe that's what he's searching for. It's rougher conditions. The outfield is lush, but that square area is extremely rough, so there is that chance.
Down the wicket, sensible. And he run very well. They come back for 2. The end of the 10th over, 64 for no loss.
At the halfway stage, goal showing a glimpse of a recovery, 66 for 4, a 56-run stand, which is very encouraging for them. Just couldn't afford another collapse. They've been having a few nightmares with their batting. Then they got off the mark with a win. Only the Fernando 27 of 25. Pace of the ball, hit behind point for 4, the first delivery. Zaur Khan dragging it down. Lot of pace of the ball. Only the Fernando waited for it. Adjusted the shot. Take a look at this. He's just waiting for it. And then, with all the time in the world, just picked his spot.
I had to really wait, and that's why it's gone quite close to the backward point. He was trying to get it as far away to the left. Of the sweeper on the offside, so he could get the boundary. That's well timed.
I think that's an inside edge. Also, during the Lanka Premier League, Maza Lanka Premier League, there's going to be a very interesting award, which is the Dara's Innovative Player of the Tournament award. Well, that will be selected throughout the tournament. Yeah, Big Nick. And announced on the LPL final match on the 23rd. That's the Dara's Innovative Player. He will receive a check for $2,000. And the commentators, they will be the adjudicators for that award. That's gone fine. Fine leg inside the circle. This is not a great spell by Zaur Khan. He was excellent in the previous games, but bowling in the middle overs, he seemed to be struggling. He's all over the place.
Helping on its way this time, Tanago Dabare getting inside the line. Fine leg goes up. And could keep up. And no chance. Zaur Khan mentioned. It's been quite poor this over. Even the first delivery, the slow ball bounce which he bowled towards the Fernando. The wicket keeper being up. It's become quite obvious that you can't use a short ball. You've got to be front foot, and then you bowl almost like a freebie. And in this occasion, having fine leg up, the direction was wrong. The batsman just had to get something to be that fine leg. And he did.
I don't think it's just this over. He's even his first. It seems to have been a bit off colour. 18 runs off his 9 deliveries.
Again, another easy single. Well, sport needs sponsors and support. And the Maza Lanka Premier League is no different. Quite a few sponsors coming on board. The title sponsor, of course, mazaplay.net, presented by skyexchange.net, and then powered by 1xBet, Fairplay News and Toyam. Good to have the official tourism partner, Sri Lanka Tourism, and quite a few Sri Lankan brands as well. Manchi, Shakti and American Water. There's Nippon Paint too. Quite a few Sri Lankan brands. Again behind point. Pace of the ball, but dragging it down. Couple more. He's been erring with his lines and lengths, Zahoor.
Ashen Daniel at cow point did really well to get some hand. If not, it would have been a third boundary in this over. Another slow ball into the pitch, and Nuno Fernando has spent so much time in the middle, almost like a freebie.
He's been short and wide. So unlike him, Zahoor Khan. It's a good thing he got a hand on that, otherwise it was going to the boundary. I think he can actually afford to just give himself a couple of meters at backward point there. Sweeper can go squarer just to make sure they cover that square cut.
That's a much tighter delivery, closer to the stumps. Length is a little bit full as well. 78 for 4. Maza Lanka Premier League is taken right around the world. Lots of eyeballs in almost all continents, in North America too. It's in Europe, in the Middle East, in Australia and New Zealand, South and Central America. Hello. Vanidhu Hasaranga continues from the far end. This is a very good response from this pair of batters, 69 or 49, which is now the highest fifth wicket partnership for the Galle Gladiators.
Presence of mind, Vanidhu Hasaranga. Saw Tanago Dabare coming down the track and pitched his shot. This is experience.
The wrong end just dragged down a little bit. Allowed Vanidhu Fernando to get on the back foot. Interestingly, Vanidhu Hasaranga looking to slow it down. The first delivery in the mid 80s, the next one in the low 80s. But he's just trying to slow it down a little bit. Another short one, swung away on the leg side. A single.
talking about the previous delivery, one before the last one that's just gone for a single, and how the ball kept low. And we've seen a few of that already. Roshan from the seamers.
I've been impressed with Nuno de Fernando. Lovely, tall, upright right-hander. Has plenty of time.
Could you guys just tell me a little bit more about Dabare, because I like what I've seen in the last couple of innings. I don't know too much about him though.
Anything in particular you like to know?
More to do with his cricket, his career, where he started, how he's got to where he is, where you think he'll get to.
Right. Now I understand. Right. Now, before we go to Davre, I think we need to talk about Manchikome, one of the big brands coming out of Sri Lanka. Punched through extra cover. So easy on the eyes. Need lazy elegance. Just really leaning into it. Just pushing it through the gap, hitting it on the bounce. And good running as well. 3.
just got the momentum shift needed for the Gladiators.
Again, the line was wrong. He tends to bowl back of a length, but he generally bowls the off stump or just outside the off stump line. It's the line he's very good at. 12 off that over. It's a good platform. The 50 is up for Nonendu Fernando. With 5 fours, it's 107 for 4.
What an outstanding partnership. It's 97 off 72, and look at that. Nonendu Fernando coming in under pressure. It was 10 for 4 when he walked out. He's got to his maiden half century in the LPL in 40 balls. His third T20 50, he's got 100. But his team really did need it, and they got that innings back on track. 5 overs to go. Hasaranga starting his last over.
Yeah, very impressive, these two. The batters out there in the middle. They joined each other when they had lost 4 wickets. Never looked phased, never looked nervy. Backed their ability, backed it sensibly, kept on working the ball into the gaps with occasional boundaries. And they have now enhanced the situation for their side with their effort.
Beauty all round. Style in the middle, colors, calmness in the calm waters around Sri Lanka. Hashtag visit Sri Lanka. It'll give you thoughts, make you want to do things and follow your thoughts and dreams.
Well, Nonendu Hasaranga might be thinking about that drop chance in the 9th over when Dabari was on 23.
These two have put on 100 runs. What a timely partnership for 2 young players to make a statement.
And I make a reference to that drop chance because there are critical moments in a cricket match that you need to seize. And if you don't do so, you give the opposition a lease on life, so to speak, and that is what has happened. This partnership blossoming. 101, 102 to be exact. 16 overs gone, 112 for 4, and we have a strategic timeout.
Galle Gladiators innings has been all about the youngsters Tanuka Dabare and no one in the and one has gone past a half century already.
Yeah, quality. That's what you have to admit. Fernando, always in control. And he deserved that. And if I was the coach during that strategic timeout, coach of Galle later, I'll urge the players to look for 38 runs. Anything more is going to be a bonus. 150 is going to be a fighting total. Do not get greedy. Just look for 38 runs. That's the initial task.
Yeah, but these two have got it into a position where the likes of Imad Wasim and Wahab Riaz will be dangerous. Together since the fourth over. Calm the nerves, got that run rate up. And now anyone, even Sanda can be dangerous.
Well, one thing, what we have seen, a fresh batsman finds it difficult to time the ball. So I would like to see these two youngsters finish the job.
Followed in the slower delivery.
Yeah, just saying with Nwanadu. I think he's coming at number 5. He's arrested a crisis in this Galle Gladiators batting lineup. He's stitched together a nice chemistry with Dabare. Pace off the ball, as you mentioned, Amir Sohail at the pitch report. It's always more of a challenge trying to attack a seam bowler that takes pace off the ball. The ball will grip, of course, because it's an afternoon game. Very little moisture around. When you have that attacking intent, always getting into your stroke a little bit earlier than normal.
It's a good point in the middle overs and in the depth of the innings. That's for sure. But what we learned today, if as a fast bowler, you bowl seam up, you cramp the batsman, create different angles, you will meet success. Well, you can tune in anywhere in the world you are. This broadcast is going everywhere. India, Bangladesh, Nepal, Bhutan, Maldives, Pakistan, Afghanistan, you name a country, wherever cricket followers are, they're getting a glimpse of it.
And in the Caribbean, it's a multitude of individual islands across that region. A place that you're familiar with, Amir Sohail, and you too, Russell Arnold. I know you love touring the West Indies and working there.
Yeah, beautiful countries there, but a dreaded place to tour. Those were the times. Good batting.
So what's the game plan? Continue like this or change gears? We got 21 balls remaining in the innings. How would you like to play it, Coach Ganga?
I would love them to do a repeat of what we saw when they played against Colombo Stars. They went at just over 11 runs per over in the last 5.
So you need to find a boundary somewhere now. Chamika Karunaratne, he's bowling it into the pitch. And that change of pace.
His team was pushed. And he played beautifully to get to his 50. End of the 17th, it's 120 for 4.
This is where the game will be decided. The 3 overs that remain. Who's going to finish stronger? Well, Army reckons 30 runs. He'll fancy goal. What can Candy do? Isuru Udana. 3 overs, 1 for 16, his first spell. The field, well set. 4 in the deep on the leg side and the sweeper on the cover boundary.
One of the things I want to highlight about the approach to batting from Nyawanadu is the fact that initially for the first maybe 3/4 of his innings, he was stroking the ball on the ground. He didn't go aerial, minimize risk, which is a lesson for the other batters in goal. That's why they've produced 111 so far in this partnership. Maybe Azam Khan could take a page out of his book. He gave himself a little bit of time at the start of his innings, and it's well constructed.
Low ball, dies on the keeper.
Yeah, one thing you associate with a tall batsman, he would drive the ball fiercely. But one has to say, this is a stirring performance by these two. What a timely partnership. They were not afraid to use their feet, look to get to the pitch of the ball, and anything short. They place the ball away from the fielders to pick up boundaries. Driven. Now, almost a perfect stroke. The only thing amiss was the placement.
The other thing that these two have done well, they've blunted that impact that Wanindu Hasaranga has with the ball. He hasn't taken a wicket in this innings, and usually a strategic objective of opposition teams when playing against this man is to ensure he doesn't play a significant part with the ball in terms of wicket taking. That is what they've done in this innings, these two.
Although they didn't get many of Hasaranga, but they denied him with wickets. That was intelligent. That's a good point. Any aspiring youngster should learn from this.
Again the slower ball. Now having a glance at the giant screen, and if you're wondering why there are 2 times there, 4:28 is the present time. With allowances given for the bowlers, they need to complete their overs by 4:37 p.m. So that's what those 2 times mean. At the start of the innings, you're given 1 hour 25 minutes, so 4:25 was that time. But with wickets falling, certain delays, and also 2 timeouts, the players tend to get an allowance. So 4:37 is the time the overs need to be complete by. Given, that's the partnership breaker. Isuru Udana with a slower, fuller one gets Nuanidu Fernando, but he's asked for the review.
TV umpire director, we have a player review for BW. The on-field position is out. Can you start with front foot, please? Okay, fair delivery, move on to front on spin mission. Front on spin mission coming up. He looks to be very close to the bat. Give me Altreds, please, to confirm whether there is any bat involved. Altreds coming up. Roll it. Okay. It's a flat line when the ball passes the bat. Confirm no bat involved. Ball tracking minutes ready, please. Thank you. Ball. Ball tracking coming up. Bottom position is out. Pitching in line, impact in line. Wickets hitting and giving the on-field umpire.
Decision upheld. The partnership broken. 113. Doing in the Fernando. A wonderful half century to the youngster. He's given his team some hope. 123 for 5. Imad Watsim, good time to come into and try and smash the ball around. 12 balls remaining. He's of course at the non-striker's end because that dismissal was off the last ball of Isuru Dana's over. Zaur Khan. Gets that up and over. That'll be 4. Good start to the over from Tanuka Dabare.
Yeah, got the width. Got the pace as well. And flashed hard. And the ball slicing off the face of the bat. And this will create more pressure on the bowler. Hit for a boundary of the first delivery.
And it's the phase of the innings as a batter. You can use the latitude to be enterprising. You saw the dipping of the back leg to get the ball up and over that fielder in the 30-yard circle.
Innovative. Into the pitch. Pathum Nissanka. Oh, puts it down again. That's the second one that he's dropped. He's taken 2. He's dropped 2. He's dropped Tanuka Dabare on both occasions.
And he leaked 2 runs. That ball into the pitch created a chance once again in Galle. And he lets the bowler down for the second time. Nissanka. He runs very hard towards the ball, doesn't he? And then he cannot keep his balance, and that's why we have seen him twice dropping the catch. He needs to learn how to regain the balance. Now that was my fear, Darren. And that was the peril for the batter, especially against a bowler like Isuru Dana, who's clever, knows how to take off the pace, and if the batter tried to get extravagant, that was the result. Bound to happen.
Just a small clarification on the times that I was mentioning. The time on the board is the time the 20th over needs to start by, not be completed. 4:39, you see, a wicket fell, so they get an allowance of another 2 minutes. Oh, he's clubbed that. He's clubbed that fast. Misfield in the deep, should have done better. Coming to Mendes, but the Gladiators, they will not complain. It's runs they want, it's runs they get.
Although it was a slow delivery, but since there was enough room for the batsman to place the ball away from those 2 fielders, this has been a very good over for the Gladiators.
2 more deliveries for Zaur. It's not gone his way today. None for 32. He's only into his 3rd over.
Well, his field suggests that he has to take pace off the ball and maybe get it a little bit fuller.
Up and over, coming to Mendes. Oh, gets a hand to it, but cannot keep it in. It's 6. 2 balls, he's off to 10, Imad Wasim. The umpires will want to have a look, but take my word for a change. It's 6.
The pace of that delivery, 135.7 pace on the ball. It's always going to be easier for a batter at this stage of the innings to score runs off this type of delivery. Should have been pace off. If you're going pace on, probably short at the batter might be the way to go. But he pays a heavy price for that delivery.
Yeah, he's been an excellent exponent of those Yorkers in the depth of the innings. That was the thinking behind that delivery. But landed short, couldn't find that Yorker length. Slow delivery, into the gap. 1 bounce over the boundary line. What a big over for the Gladiators. It's 144 for 5.
One of the Zaur Kano. It's not